that. So this is another great tech tip. So here's the thing about selling parts. Sometimes I really don't know where somebody's skill level might be, or what somebody might have in stock or at their disposal. So here's another one that if you let me know. So here's this little tiny SAE washer. Well, actually it's a NAS washer. It's a military mil-spec washer. You can see it's not very big in diameter. Come on. It's basically 5/8 on the OD. It's a 3/8 hole, and it is 32 thousandths thick. So I buy these washers, like lots and lots of these washers. So what you can do, and so you can see right here, I've got this bracket going together. I'm doing this mock-up on this thing. I'm gonna put one washer on each side right here, like that. This is going to make sure that when I weld this thing together, inevitably this is going to shrink. I'm going to weld this tube in, we're going to weld around here. This whole thing will shrink, right? It's just the nature of welding things. Well, if I throw this 30 thou washer in here, I know that when it shrinks, let's call it shrinks 5, right? So it's only have 25 thousandths. Well, this aluminum shock mount is still going to slide up and down inside the back of this thing extremely easy. So I have this mocked up all the way at the bottom just for I want to show how far down this shock is versus how far down a spring mount or spring plate mounted shock might be. So if I was actually welding this thing together, I would put this shock mount, I would probably put both of these shock mounts in here, and then potentially this anti-roll bar bearing housing to make sure that the width of all this stuff stayed. If you didn't want to do it that way, at least put this in the middle. That'll at least spread that right there, and then get this guy in here. So I can set you up with 10 of these washers for just a couple bucks, but I need to know that you need them. If you don't need them, like I don't want to just buy these washers and just throw them away for no good reason, right? So if you don't need them, you don't need them. But if you do need them, let me know, and I can hook you up and get you some washers. All right, so you can see, yeah, so I just fished those little washers in there. Another tech tip too is grab yourself some regular nuts that are not nylocked. That way you don't have to battle the nylock the whole time. And then also you have less chances of melting the nylock out of there. I also just have mock-up nuts in stock if you needed some, so just let me know. Like I said, I don't know what you need because I don't know what you have. But if you let me know, I can definitely help you get some more stuff. So just email or put a notes in, whatever the deal is. You know, I can get a little setup bag. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll add a little setup bag as an option too. We'll call the setup bag $10. You get spacer washers and regular nuts to make it so you don't have to booger up your good stuff. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And as you can just see that little washer in there, so it just gives you a little bit of space. This is gonna squeeze together totally with ease once you go to do this, because remember that if you do not put some sort of washer, some sort of spacer in there, you know, say at least 20 thousandths, the shrinkage from the bracketry will make it really hard to move this stuff up and down. The anti-roll bar isn't as big of a deal. You kind of put it on there and then you go, and you could very easily just put a little pry bar right here, just a little tension, and it'll open up and you drop that in there. But moving the shock up and down, the whole point of having the adjustable shock mount is to adjust it, right? And so if it's really hard to adjust, maybe that's not ideal. So